All right, I just want to begin by thanking our fans. So, I'm a Midwesterner. I've seen snow, but we had some rough conditions out there, almost blizzard-like. So appreciate everybody who came out on a night when the conditions were not great. I just told Dan I would love to, give me your ticket stub if you see me sometime, and I'll buy you a drink. I didn't say a beer. I said a drink. But there you go. Yeah, you guys included. But I'm really talking about our fans. We suddenly have 25 ticket stubs and media credentials coming my way. But I really do. I know our team does too. Really appreciate everybody who came out on a night when I know the roads were not great. As far as the game, listen, credit to a really good Rutgers team. They do not ever quit. That's credit to Steve and the job he does and has done. Really well coached. They fight. They compete. And we knew, like we kept saying that to our guys, hey, the second half is going to be a different half. And it certainly was that. We survived against a really good team. Credit to our captains for kind of leading the way there down the stretch.
So I'm guessing by your demeanor right now, you take this a win's a win, you move on. Is that more the focus as opposed to you're up 20 and then you're fighting for your life at the end?
Oh yeah, I don't ever look at it like that. I mean, it's too hard to win in this league. Yeah, if you think I'm going to come in here with a, sour, oh man, Nick Saban might, but I'm not going to.
Well, how did you see the game change? You're up 20, and then they start fighting back. And you said you knew they weren't going to quit, but how did you see the game change from that point?
Yeah, no question. We've got to do some things better. There's no question. I did not love our defensive approach in the second half. I just didn't. But I think overall, listen, we've got to do some things better. There's no question. But give them credit. I thought we were sloppy with the ball a few times late, and I just didn't love our defensive connectedness, and I didn't think offensively we finished enough plays in the second half. But sometimes you got to survive games like this. You got to make just enough plays. We did that, and it's credit to our guys. Caleb's free throws were huge. Stepped up there like an older guy. Great poise, confidence. Dre made one or two, and then CJ made both of them. Those are excellent plays, but we certainly do need to do some things better, yeah.
In the first half, you all had 45 points, and it seemed like you guys were getting some good looks. I know Dwayne had a couple nice drives, too. And then I think the last 7.5 minutes, I think you made one shot from the field.
Yeah.
Were you not liking the looks that you were getting? Were you just not hitting shots? What were you seeing?
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at it. I thought we got some good looks we didn't finish. Dwayne had one at the rim he didn't finish. The pace and the speed of the game was different. They started to kind of muck it up a little bit in the way they were playing and force you to kind of shoot it quicker. I thought we got some decent looks that we just didn't make. But I'll have to go back and look. I didn't always love our shots in the second half. I thought we had a stretch in the first half where our second half, where our shot selection was really poor. But outside of that, I thought we got pretty good looks.
Chris, what did you think of Dwayne's game? Had a pretty good assist-turnover ratio, and I think for the most part, his shot selection looked improved from what it has been in the last few games.
Yeah, I thought he did some good things. The key for him, is he's got to continue to compete defensively, and he's got to bring some consistency to his performances. He's a sophomore now. There's a lot to be expected of him. He's got to bring some consistency to what he's doing.
What did you think of, I guess, like his patience when he had the ball and the way he was seeing the floor? It looked like he maybe didn't have his eyes on the rim when he had the ball as much as maybe he has in the past.
Yeah, I thought his decision-making was much better. I thought, is that what you were asking, Bill? Yeah, I thought he delivered the ball at the right time in gaps when he needed to. 5 assists for him, I think, is a career high. It's got to be. It's got to be. No question.
More than half your shots are threes. You had another recent home game where that was close.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that ratio?
No, a few too many. Yeah, a few too many. Yeah, few settling a little bit too much. in certain situations. Yes.
You get into situations where you need a basket to either hold somebody off or come back. It seems like it's rarely Caleb in the post, and I understand the difficulty of getting it to Caleb in the post and getting him the freedom to get it. But is that a focus to try that, or is
We did it.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it on the left block last 3 minutes maybe, I think. It was 3 minutes on the clock. And we really needed a bucket at that point. And he delivered. I think it was over his left shoulder, jump hook.
I was thinking of the possession where he ends up with CJ on a baseline, and it's
Yeah,
kind of a
we were
prayer.
trying to get it to him in that situation, I believe. Yeah. Actually, that was a different action, but yeah, he's always gonna be a big part of what we do. Now, there's gonna be some teams that are gonna trap on every catch. They didn't. They were really loaded up, though. When he caught it, the one he finished, he actually had about 3 guys around him. It was a terrific finish. But I think we can definitely be more intentional as a group. There are sometimes we're running stuff to get it to him, and then they feel like they can't. This happened in the Minnesota game. They feel like they can't get it to him, and the ball ends up with the perimeters. And I think we can still be more committed to getting it to him in some of those stretches.
Coach, like home court advantage is a thing that's understandable, but like in conference play, you guys are 48% from the field here, but then it drops to 39% whenever you guys leave here, and you guys have 3 games coming up against a pretty quality opponents on the road. Like, I guess, like, how do you bring what you're doing here and at least have some of that on the road when you're playing in some of these other arenas?
I think we just have to continue to work on our execution. And what we're doing, and I think we've got to be. I can't remember what our numbers were at Michigan. I thought they were a little better in terms of our offensive efficiency, but I think we just have to keep working on our offensive execution. I'm sure those numbers are consistent everywhere. I think we just got to keep working on it.
Why is it such, like, obviously home court advantage is a thing, but why is it such a vast difference? Comfort
Level with the surroundings. Teams play harder defensively, typically at home, although we had too many lapses today. I am starting to sound like Coach Saban, who's a heck of a coach, by the way. Let me just get that out of the way. Yeah, he's unbelievable. But we had too many defensive lapses. I just think generally, if you were to look at it, teams are more comfortable at home. The environment's different, and they typically defend harder and better on their own home floor.
Coach, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on how you thought your team handled the full court press tonight. Rutgers rolled it out at a few different points.
Yeah, just okay. I thought we were just okay with it. We got to be better with it.
And then Justin Ahrens had 3 for 4 shooting from downtown in the first half, and then didn't have an attempt in the second. Well, what did he bring to the offense in the first, and then why wasn't he leaned on as much in the second?
He wasn't defending very well in the second, so he didn't play a whole lot. But I thought he was great. In the first half, guys found him in open looks. That happens. He had really open looks. I thought his stretch there in his late 3 was critical. He's shooting the ball with such great confidence right now. I love how he's shooting the ball. I love the confidence Justin's shooting with right now. Regardless of if it goes in or not, I just love the confidence he's shooting the ball with. And guys are looking for him. But, he didn't play as many minutes in the second half.
Bruce had mentioned that going to Caleb in the post is like a go-to. If you need a bucket, that's where you're going to go. But you guys seem to have so much better floor spacing when he's knocking down shots on the outside.
Yeah, we do.
As you go through this next month, and every game is just so important. How are you balancing that, and how hard is it to balance that, knowing that you need him on the block, but you also get better spacing and you kind of get better output from guys like Dwayne who drives to the rim?
Yeah, it opens the basket. It really does open the floor and open the basket. I just think the diversity in his game is got to continue. Like when we're offensively our best, it's typically because he has his game is really diversified. And we're going to play teams that are just going to continue to not let him catch it or commit to the ball right when he catches it. So he's got to make the right play in those situations. And then we also have to move him around in different spots. But you're right. I think And he understands it. When he can stretch the defense, it allows us to post other guys, and it allows us to drive to the basket. It really does.
Do you, when you're up 20 in a game like this,
Were
are
we
you-
ever up 20?
Yeah.
One time? Okay.
were you just expecting Rutgers to have a run because of how hard it is to win in this league? And was there ever a point where you're like, well, this is too easy, it's not going to last until the end of this game?
I tell you what you can usually tell is kind of the look in the other team and the way that they're competing. And that usually tells you. I thought they were scoring it too easily in the second half. And that's what made me uneasy and not feel. I just thought they were scoring too quick and too easy. It was a lot of trading baskets there until it got really down to the end, and we stopped scoring, and then they kept scoring. So I did not ever feel as I felt other times when we were up 20. And some of that's a credit. Like, I know they've won 17 games this year. You know, they're a good team. I mean, they're going to play in the NCAA tournament and have a chance to advance. They're that good.
Luther's a Jersey guy playing against Rutgers. He found a shot a little bit tonight. How important is it for him to have an impact on both ends of the floor, and what did you see from him?
Yeah, I thought he was good. I thought he stepped up, made good shots. I thought he took good shots for the most part. And it's 2 games right now where I felt like he's played with pretty good just confidence and in a pretty good way, and that needs to continue. I think he's finding his legs a little bit. I really did feel like he was struggling with just legs, fatigue, leg strength. We got to get him, feeling better about his overall physically.
Just quickly wondering how Kyle came out of the game. It looked like he might have rolled his ankle or got his leg caught under him or something toward the end.
I
there on
don't know
defense.
what his. I don't know what specifically he was feeling. I don't know if it was an ankle or. Listen, it's no secret, so I'm not. But we've got concerns about his leg again, and I'm hoping it's not that. I'm hoping it was something else. I'm hoping it's not that.
The way you ended the first half, which turned out to be obviously huge, you hit,
Yeah.
I think Dwayne hit Andre in the corner
He
for a
did.
3, and then in transition, Kyle
Yeah.
hit the one.
They cut it to 9. We called a timeout, and then it went
Or
3,
adjusted.
stop 3.
Yeah, just stating the obvious, how important was that? It went from 9 to 15 at the break.
Well, it wasn't too long ago that we were on the opposite of that, and it was didn't feel real good, and it was even more so. I think that was like 3 or 4 in a row for them. So it was really critical, I think, for us just to feel good about how we could finish the half. And I told him in the timeout, I said, listen, we had a careless turnover. I thought Dre should have moved it, and we turned it over. But give him a lot of credit. He came back, and I told him at the timeout, let's get a score and a stop, and then go into the half. And it just so happened we got 2 threes there. It was critical.
And kind of going back to your very first comment in this, how do you, what is the message of the team after a game like this? Is it more the positive, hey, in this league, that's a really good team, we won, or is it more about, we were up 20 and we kind of, what is the mood after a game like this?
I think you're always learning and growing from wins and losses. I think that is one of our core values, is you're always learning from wins and losses, from every moment. Every moment is a teachable moment. We've got stuff we've got to do better from this game. Having said that, we did a lot of things really well. And we've got to take both and move forward. But it certainly wasn't a downtrodden locker room, and I didn't want it to be. Having said that, I think they know we've got to do things better, and we'll have to play better moving forward. Hopefully, in our next game, we will.